Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you for your patience. Give me a minute. I'll be right with you.
Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I'm trying to get by, but I'm burning. I'm behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts of trouble me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need time now. I need to free my mind. I really need my mind. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free my mind. I really need my now. Yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system you cannot pray. I need to find relief. But behind my mind it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take.
All right. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this show on the road, baby.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Loving this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Peace, world, peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks. I'm Goddess Dawn Warrior, baby. Live on this Monday, August 15th. Here with a quick live about today's trial proceedings at the Durskin Federal Courthouse in Chicago, Illinois, where R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid, Milton June Brown faced their accusers in the myriad of charges related to obstructing the 2008 trial that acquitted R. Kelly of child porn charges. Yeah, all of that. Let's kick this off with a quick news update. It's only a couple minutes. I'll be right back. So I can get this picture up the screen. Here we go. I might be falling deep. I might be falling deep. Tell me now what you need. I've been going to God when I'm on my mind. I might be falling deep.
Happening right now, jury selection underway in R. Kelly's federal sex abuse trial here in Chicago.
And we've already seen a number of potential jurors get dismissed here on day one. CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey live at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. And Megan, the judge expected to wrap up questioning shortly.
Right, Jim and Audrina, that deadline was for 5 p.m. today. So far, that judge has questioned at least 57 potential jurors. Some of those interrogations lasted only seconds because they said they had too much knowledge of this celebrity case to remain impartial. Another big concern was whether or not they watched the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. That was an 11-part series that detailed the sexual abuse allegations against R. Kelly. That series aired over 3 nights in January of 2019. Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, The Reckoning, premiered the following January, and that was another 5 episodes. Those are also currently available to stream. R. Kelly's legal team argued that anyone who has seen that, quote, inflammatory documentary series will not have the ability to remain impartial. There were about a dozen jurors who had watched the series in part or in its entirety. Other potential jurors who were questioned, they said their familiarity with the case or the charges against R. Kelly would make them impartial, so they were excused immediately. Several were also aware of his recent case in New York, where Kelly received a 30-year federal prison sentence. One juror was excused because he said his bad back would keep him from sitting for 4 weeks straight. Others were excused because of hardships with their jobs. One was a tipped worker, another a man just about to start a new job. The goal, to pick 12 jurors and 6 alternates from a pool of about 125 potential jurors. The R&B singer is accused of threatening and paying off a minor who he allegedly filmed himself having sex with in his 2008 case. Our viewers might remember R. Kelly was acquitted in that Cook County trial. This time around, that minor, who is now in her 30s, will be a witness for the government. Also facing trial this time around, R. Kelly's former business manager and another associate. Today, when one juror asked if he had heard anything or seen anything about this case, he said, quote, "You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who hasn't." Live at Dirksen, Megan Hickey, CBS 2 investigators.
All right. I kind of jumped the gun, man. I didn't even greet my people. Warriors. Welcome to the chat. Wow, Wayne, Joel Jackson. Yeah, I see you. Shamanic Journey. Yes, I'm going to be dropping that link in 1 second for anybody who wants to join. Chrissy, good to see you. Love is fair. Welcome back. Blessings to everybody. Shouty. Yes, I see you, Marcus. XRA. What's going on, King? Andrew Staples. Yes, we the dopest. Oh, I need to cue that up too, don't I? Yes, Daddy's Girl 1973. G. Washington. Yes, I see you guys got your member badges. That's what I'm talking about. That's where the dish is happening. Okay, that's where the tea is getting spilled. I'm just saying. Miss Ashanti, yes, welcome back, love. JC in the building. Hazel E is here. Sugar Brown is here. Let's go. Yes. Jasundra Pearson, yes, welcome back. Yes, it's good to see you. Okay, where are my queens at? I don't see Miss Della. I don't see Beautiful Spirit. Sleeping on the job. See what I'm saying? Lasting Impressions by Kim, Queen Keish. Yes, I appreciate those of you also who were keeping up with me on the community wall today. I was, multitasking, and it wasn't really a lot. It wasn't a lot really, going on, but I got what I could, and we'll go through those things. You know what I'm saying? Today was kind of light work. I think we should kick it off with the oldie but goodie. Let me see. Let me find that. There we go. Thank you for your patience, child. Here we go. Y'all might remember this.
That motherfucker's guilty. 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 That motherfucker's guilty.
All right. Just a little reminder. That's a YouTube short, by the way. If you're not seeing the short show up on your feed, you could go directly to the channel under videos. I have shorts there. Yeah. This motherfucker's guilty. And the reason I had to post it is because of Twitter. Okay. I just need to stay off of Twitter, but I need to be on Twitter because that's where all the action is at. That's where the updates are at. So let's see. What am I doing? Let me drop the link. Okay, Hotep. Thomas Reese, welcome back, King. Juti. Yeah, it was something. Twitter was something. You got to have a certain type of skin for Twitter, honestly. So first, I guess some notes from the day, but I also came across someone who was actually in the courtroom. Well, and unfortunately, she is, and I'm gonna say P-Hive YouTuber, because she is hardcore bash victims left, right, front, back. I mean, okay. I see Miss Della showed up. What's going on, Baby Yoda? So the link has been dropped. Anybody feel free to come on in, especially my queens who like to voice their opinion. Feel free to join me. All right. Shamanic Journey, welcome. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Hey, Aisha. Good to see you live. All right. So I'm just going to get into, you have anything you want to say before I jump into this stuff?
You know, I just kind of feel as though Bonjean really wants them to mess up on that jury selection. That's what I think. And I also think that she probably, you know, I don't know. It's just something I just really think. I don't know if I just don't think that, because they have to choose you. They have to mail something out for you to come, and so they can meet you to see if you would be a potential good juror for the trial. But I just really believe as though she hopes that they mess up on the selection and that a few R. Kelly fans slip up in there. But it's kind of hard because, you know, Chicago is this town and he's been loyal to it, and, you know, buy property there when he did have property, and, you know, just living there for as many years as he's been there since being a celebrity. So, you know, I'm just, you know, just waiting to see what happens with this whole jury selection. But I do think in the end, though, that, you know, they'll find him guilty. With those tapes, it's undeniable. They're going to see a child being sodomized. You know, yeah. So that's what I think.
Those things you can't really unsee, right? What's
No,
going
you can't.
on, Baby Yoda? What's going on, Miss Della?
First of all, I was here from the beginning. I want you to know that check your chat before you start looking for your queens, because I was here. Not only that, I kind of like, what the hell she talking about? I'm right here, but it's okay. Happy Monday, and thank you for all those updates on the members page. It's been
clean that shit up right now. Clean it up. You're welcome.
So I agree. With S, that's all I see up there is S right now. I think
that's
a lot
fine.
I think a lot of people are trying to duck. You're just listening to, you know, what the ad said about, you know, you just started a new job. A lot of people probably not say afraid, but they probably don't want to be involved with this.
Yeah. I mean, some people do, though. Some people wanted to, we'll get into it, but let me see. I have some audio from this lady because she was in the courtroom, and this is one thing that I really wanted to get, which I didn't really see a lot of, as far as describing R. Kelly himself, you know, his demeanor and that type of thing. So let me see where I'm at on this.
First half, before we went to lunch, so I flipped it inside out.
Okay.
This dude is so cool, and he is buff, baby. He's like you know, them dudes in prison, they flipped it up. I mean, he's solid. I mean, I was like, damn. I mean, he's like, he looks good. He's really buffed. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember him having all them damn muscles on him. So yeah, your boy looks good. To me, I think he really enjoyed the process, because Jennifer, they definitely made him a part of the process. He was right there communicating with them. I was watching him, you know. What's going on, guys? And he let her know he saw that. And he let him know, she gave a symbol, you know, letting him.
She's talking about Sylvia. She went with Sylvia, infamous Sylvia. And she gave prayer hands up to her chest to show him she was praying for him, and apparently he gave her some type of signal.
Oh, that, you know,
Oh, love, this is good.
This is a fan?
Yeah, this is a fan. She was in the court, in the, I guess, the overflow room today.
I mean, okay. Let me be quiet.
Well, let me play it out. I think that's it.
He really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, and so when we come back after lunch, we noticed he was going in the back for something. Not sure what they were taking him in the back for. But when he was going out, we noticed he was limping. I'm like, damn, what happened to him? You know. But come to find out, he was limping because he twisted his ankle or something. He hurt himself playing basketball. So that's where the limp. But your boy looks good.
Okay.
Head laid, you know what I'm saying?
Head laid,
so
child.
that was so nice seeing him, and the fact that he kept, you know, letting us know that we that
he lost weight.
I was like, hey.
She said so. She talked a little bit more later, but she said, you know, I know that there are reports about him having gained all this weight when they saw him come to New York, but apparently he's gotten into shape. She said he's prison buff. His hair is laid, obviously, for the trial. And she said he looked good. She didn't realize how tall he is, all of that, you know. So I guess she's impressed. And
he's 6'1". He's always said he was 6'1".
He
played basketball.
Yeah, 6'1" is, well, for me, that's average. We got tall people in my family. 6'6" is like
okay. What?
6'4" to 6'6".
Gotcha.
But Sugar Brown, she said, who is this ignoramus? I'm trying not to give her too much life over here, but if you must know, she goes by Lady D on YouTube. That's Lady and then DEE on YouTube. So she's diehard though, and she will bash a victim in 2 seconds, and she's actually going to in this thing here, which I won't play. But Lucky Penny, what? Welcome back. Oh, what you got to say now? Because you've been gone. I know I've been MIA. Just want to say hi to everyone. Had to take a break from this R. Kelly shit for a while because it was too much to handle. I totally get it. We all understand that. But I'm happy to see you. I was wondering what happened with you. Still got shot of love going on too, girl. That's harmless. That's actually beneficial. Okay. So yeah, insert the eye roll, lasting impressions. I'm with you on that. JC said he got in shape because where he is, there's a lot of choices for a little back action. Oh, JC is a beast on Twitter. Okay, she was going in on the whole Trump thing happening here.
You mean she means backdoor action?
Probably. She probably meant that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a double entendre. Yeah, she is crazy, Chrissy. Yep. CO probably had to make him wash his ass before court. Okay. Like you can put a suit on, boo, but you need to wash your ass. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess I guess he, you know, cleaned up for court. That's what it sounds like. So good for him. I mean, you could at least do that, right? Let's see, what else did I want to get into? I guess I'll just pull up my community wall because I pretty much noted everything there. If anybody caught the community wall and you wonder why is she numbering everything so I could keep track of what was going on, because one thing I know is organization is the key to success. Okay, I have to be organized. That's just me. And so I have to create my own file, which is this numbering system. Miss Della is back.
So he got a 6-pack for president. Good for
I mean, yeah, if you want to get some backdoor action, I guess you gotta look good.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he likes anyway. That's what I saw. I knew he was taking serious backdoor action when the tape circulated with him and the grown lady that sued him in court for taping her without her knowledge, and the way he was bent over and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, he's taking it there. Yeah.
Ooh.
He's a freak. That's just what it is.
And we know this.
He has to look good.
It's been documented. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think he's happy there. He don't have all these people on his back for money and this and that. Well, he does, but he don't have to deal with them face to face. I feel like he's around his people. These are his people. He found his tribe.
His little bank account has been drained.
Oh yeah.
He had 30,000 in there. They took it.
I know. I heard that I think there's an update on that in the New York, in the Pacer, something about that money. They seizing the money. Okay, so let's see. So we started off this morning. Judge Leinenweber, they said he sped through a bunch of rulings. Now, if you've been keeping up with everything, you know that there have been motions going back and forth, but we hadn't heard any final rulings, but he went through them today. So let's see. McDavid's request for more records about AUSA Kroll's communications with DeRogatis and Minor One was denied. Okay. Number 2, Bonjean's motion to exclude video 1 due to issues with chain of custody, denied. Okay. Bonjean's motion number 3, government's motion to exclude defense's IQ expert was granted, even though the defense is saying they weren't going to end up calling this person anyway. So it's technically, null and void, but he granted it anyway. So, Bonjean's request to exclude prospective jurors who have seen any parts of Surviving R. Kelly is denied. I don't think I noted, but I believe he also denied the probative request for the case with the BOP officer, Tasha K, and all that. I believe that was also denied. I will confirm that before we get off. Any thoughts on these motions being denied? Now, there are a lot of, obviously these people were complaining, his fans. The judge, he's biased. He's with the government. We already see the same thing in New York happening all over again. This is what I'm hearing.
Well, actually, at first, with the judge being 85, I had my concerns because I'm just like, oh my God, he's not retired. But, it just seems as though he's not going to stand for any shenanigans whatsoever in his courtroom. And I feel as though he's being fair. I'm wondering how many witnesses they're going to have for the defense in this case. So I think, honestly, I think the judge is doing what he's supposed to do. They don't want an outcome like the 08 case, but they want to hear everything, which is only fair, even from the defense. But at this point, with these motions and how ridiculous they are from Bonjean, what do you really have? Who is coming to his aid? That's what I want to know. And because I honestly believe that he's going to lose this case. That's just my opinion. I want to know, what is Bonjean going to do? With that other lawyer being dead and the way she passed away, I think she should pack her bags and go, leave the country.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I personally think her next go-to is going to be the appeals court. That seems to be her go-to, her niche. This is what she makes a lot of money off of also.
How
And
was
I
she prepared?
understand.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. But what I'm saying is that, these supporters are going to lose hope, you know,
You
at
think so?
any given time.
I was
Absolutely.
getting ready to say, I was
Because
getting to
they
say the
don't,
same thing. You
they
think
don't
so?
understand. Yeah, because they don't know, like, they're going to lose hope with if she does, if he doesn't kick her off and, as his attorney and get somebody else to make these appeals, he might keep her for a little bit, but they're going to be denied. There's too much evidence. There's video evidence. There's audio
And
evidence.
being that the judge denied that motion to exclude video one, yeah, done.
And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. It's hard. You videotaped your assaults. It is hard to say you did not do that. So I would love to see how Bonjean is going to, how's she going to work around that. You're right. She may be just trying to do the appeals, but how's she going to
Well,
work around that? You got videotape.
and then not only that, there is an MTV episode with the house, that he showed the house, his home, with that Colorado room. That's what he called it on the show. And that's what we referred to it when the tape started circling around. He was on the first season of MTV Cribs. I know they have pictures of the house. That was the stupidest thing to do, is to tape yourself, leaving a trail of just evidence. If he never taped himself and never really left a paper trail, I mean, he would have gotten off. But that was the stupidest thing to do. And then to carry a black bag of all your criminal behavior
Hmm.
I don't
around the
think that he
country.
himself, because you heard a lot of people say he videotaped them without their consent. I think he gets off on that. That's like a trophy for him, so he can go back and look. And I hate to have to bring up Michael Avenatti when he said how he was reviewing one of the videotapes, how he stopped the assault on one minor to turn on the TV and show the minor the assault of him and another person. I mean, it's just, you just can't make this up. So basically, you're going to watch exactly what you film. It's nothing. It's no going around that. You got 4 different tapes, and it's way more. But again, it is what it is. So
And the thing about it is that he didn't even get rid of them after the first trial. That was stupid.
Right.
no, so after the first trial, he wanted to try to do things better. He knew what happened. That's why I'll get you to write this, lad. I get you to say you stole. I get you to say different. He thought he can do it a different way. I can still do the same thing, but then I'll do it a different way. And then McDavid and those other remember, they were the ones that was running around trying to grab you trying to get the tapes. Trying to get the tapes back. They're complicit too. You knew damn well what was on those tapes. But again, money was the number one priority
Right.
at that time.
Well, it was. It was. But I want to know why Barry Hankerson isn't being subpoenaed to court. I want to know why the guy from his group, what was that group called? Talent. They had the song, they were featured on Tupac's song Changes. There was one of those group members that actually had the tape with Lisa Van Allen. Why isn't he being subpoenaed to court? Because I kind of just feel as though, there's some people that are just not being, I don't know if they have some sort of immunity or they went behind the scenes and gave their testimony and they're not to appear in court. I'm not necessarily sure. But
Well, we don't know who they got, but just think about it. Good Lord. The New York trial had 50 witnesses versus the 5. He is in his hometown now. So who knows how many witnesses going to show up. Remember all the surprises we got at the New York. It's probably gonna be more surprises here as well.
yeah, you
So
make
we
a
don't
good point,
really
Mr.
know
Stella.
until they get started. I'm actually waiting because it's gonna be some oh my God moments. That's probably the same as New York.
Disgusting, oh my God moments. I mean, with the child 14 being sodomized, I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. There were how many witnesses for the New York 50? And we didn't really know until they got there, right? So when we got the news reports, which I'm relying on. So I hope these people do their dang job because it was real light today on the reporting. I didn't see any live. I guess people are still getting situated and figuring things out, but only saw maybe one or two people who were actually on site and they didn't really get nothing. One of them got locked out. He was inside and then I guess he went outside to probably smoke or something and he couldn't get back in. So and this was a supporter, of course. So we're working with some real geniuses out there in the field. I want to Antoinette Hudson. Welcome back, sis. Yeah, I know you said you would be back. I know a lot of y'all are trial watchers and it's always you know where to come. At least one of the places, you know. I saw someone else I wanted to greet, and Michelle Nolan, welcome. And yeah, I think that covers it. I think I said hi to Love is Fair. Okay, so thank you, JC. So yeah, I want to say something though too about her, that lady saying how the judge, you know, was too old. She was further in her video. She says there needs to be an age limit on judgeships, and I've been saying that as far as the Supreme Court goes, for sure. But he is 85 years old. We read that in that article last night, and he, according to her, made some obvious mistakes, and you know, because of that, they feel like he's just a sitting, just dummy, I guess, like a puppet who is not really all the way there. So, you know, but he's well seasoned. And I told you guys, though, he's not like Ann Donnelly. Ann Donnelly would have had that paperwork in Pacer. This guy, he doesn't, I don't even think I think someone else, I think he has like an assistant or somebody or whatever they're called, paralegal, whoever, to read his documents, or maybe they do an audio for him so he can listen. Or maybe they read it to him. I don't know, but I feel like he's not sitting there pouring through these documents. He just seems like, I don't want to say he has his mind made up, but I want to say that he's so seasoned with the system and how things flow. I think a lot of his concern is more so that just making sure everybody is in line with what they're supposed to be doing and where they're supposed to be, and making sure that the time moves, because they're on a strict deadline of 4 weeks, I believe. So I don't see anything about that one motion with the BOP, Tasha K and Larry McGee. That one, that's the one I don't see. And there's nothing in Pacer just yet, but I will continue to look for that one. I'm sure it's out there, whether or not, I believe if it was much was denied. So, but I'm not sure if he actually addressed it. So that's the thing. And that's another thing. When he announced about, you know, these rulings, apparently he said they didn't get docketed because of the nature of the hearing. But he supposedly made these rulings like last week, like on Thursday or something. So it's like, okay, that's not really, I don't know, if he should even been saying that out loud, because, you know, of course, the criticism is, what are you doing? Like, you're not even following protocol. So let's see. It was said that okay, I'm late on your comment, but yep, absolutely. Okay, let me come back over to the wall. So we had another update now that the pending motions have been ruled upon. It's supposed to be. Potential jurors are being questioned one by one. This process could possibly continue to tomorrow morning due to the amount of people in line for questioning. The judge had previously indicated there were at least 100 potentials. So yeah, they had already threw a fishing net out. By the time that hearing had happened last Wednesday, I think, he already knew how many people were were going to show up. He said about 100 people. So what's happening now, the judge is actually siphoning through these jurors, and he's yes or no. And what they're doing is they're getting a pool for the to to go back and forth, because this is where they start to duke it out. The attorneys are going to do their preemptive strikes. They're not just picking these jurors this easily. The judge is picking the jurors out of the big pool, and then from the pool he gives them, the attorneys are going to go through them with a fine-tooth comb and a sword. Okay, they're going to say yay or nay, and they may bump heads on some of these people. So that's what's going to happen probably tomorrow once they finish with the pool. I think they have gone 8 potential jurors. This lady here that was in the court said that out of the 68, about 7 of them were Black and the rest were Caucasian, from what she could tell. Yeah. So that's what that looks like. What else happened? Oh, yeah. When the P-Hive is mad. Yeah, the P-Hive is mad because once things started going and the judge started to dismiss people and the updates started going on, people were like, it's already fixed. I don't care anymore. And, they're throwing tantrums. And, here's some of the comments. But yeah, so you guys can see that on the page. I don't really feel like reading that. But then the next update, jury selection is in full swing. Lots of dismissals so far, at least from what reported. As we probably suspected, being that the trial is in RSK's hometown of Chicago, it will be tough securing people who are clueless about his past and reputation and who are also honest. They will also need a good number of alternates. I think 6 alternates, 12 jurors, 6 alternates, in case any juror issues arise during the trial. So the jury selection is tough because people are going to lie, whether they don't want to be a part of it or they do. Some people want to be a part of it because they want to influence it. They want to influence the outcome. And unfortunately, we don't know if it's going to be a super fan or, somebody like me. But I don't think somebody like me would have to do anything to influence the outcome, because the evidence, I believe, is going to do its job with the jury. So I think the real problem is having someone slip in who's a super fan or a P-Hiver. That's my opinion.
In all honesty, too, I mean, I can kind of feel the anxiety because Chicago is a city, and if they find him guilty, those jurors are going to be, somewhat worried. It's kind of like the O.J. Simpson case, and how some of those jurors thought that he was guilty, but they felt the pressure to just let him walk. And then later on, they came out and were just like, yeah, I knew that he was guilty. And then you have some that, were in the moment, in that energy, and, they voted, that he was innocent. And then later on, they came out and they were just like, no, I regret what I did, So I can honestly feel the anxiety, because if they let him walk, that's not going to be a good thing. But then again, if they don't let him walk, it's not going to be a good thing, because we all know how he is with his mob tactics.
Yeah,
Do you
but
think
it's
he still
kind of
has
hard
that
to
kind
do
of
that.
power?
Oh, go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Goddess.
Go ahead. You said it's kind of hard to do that. Oh, I was just saying, does he still have that type of power to influence?
And that's what I'm saying, behind them bars. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah, but
Linda,
look
who's the
at the
lady's name?
fools.
Linda what? Linda Mix?
Linda
What was the
Minch,
lady's
honey.
name?
Linda Minch. And I don't know if he still has the resources to pay these people, because,
Well, a lot of these people don't need the actual resources. They just want the attention, because they lacked it throughout their childhood. So a little attention goes a long way. That's all a narcissist needs to give to send out their minions to do their dirty work. But I, you know, honestly, you know, these people know how he is, and so the people who are a part of his team, they know what to tell these people. I mean, somebody blew up one of the victims' cars. They were supposed to blow up the
Well, I was
house.
going to say we've been seeing this throughout this whole process. We have
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 people behind bars who were related. People still saying none of these cases are related to R. Kelly. Like, this has nothing to do with R. Kelly. This is them on their own. But no,
That's not true.
yeah, not true at all. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's
Because this is his city. That's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying.
no, I get it, but at the same time, it is kind of just a different. Seems like there's a little bit of a different tone than it would be had it been the early 2000s or when the last trial happened in the 2008, because of the just the times. We're in a different era of this stuff. You know, people aren't just shushing. You know what I mean anymore. Just remember the video I showed yesterday of the CPS worker trying to get that 14-year-old to prostitute herself. That 14-year-old
Yeah.
recorded that lady, spoke up, put it out. You know, this is unusual. Well, not for today, but in the past, that would have not happened. Well, we didn't have cell phones either. That's another thing. Technology has helped.
That's
But
I agree. Social media and like
social
you know what
media,
else I actually thought about
mhm.
because he was because he is from Chicago. Suppose you get like a Chicago fan on there. You know what I mean? Oh well, that don't look like him on a videotape. I actually thought about that. I thought about that a lot because this is this is his hometown. They love him.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, girl. That's what I've been saying. I said it goes both ways. It could be somebody who's a fan. It could be a super fan, I said, or somebody like me who don't like his ass. But again, somebody like me doesn't have to do anything to influence a jury or to influence the outcome because that evidence is so strong. I have all the faith in that evidence.
I do too.
I think even if you are a super fan, because some of these people are such denial, like that lady I was playing earlier, she said she started watching Surviving, but she only watched a few minutes of it because she saw where it was headed. And see, that's the thing. These people are uninformed.
She's informed because I heard her say, I'm tired of hearing about them videotapes. F them videotapes. So you don't care. So it's okay with you.
But
so
that's what I'm saying.
Say,
that
F the videotapes, then that means you're okay with it.
Well, she's one of those people who's, they knew they had no business being there. They basically ran into something that it was too much. It was too much for them. They were used to running game until they ran into R. Kelly, basically.
I don't give a shit. He is the adult. Like
exactly.
I said, I don't care.
I know.
A 12-year-old flew in his house butt naked. You still are the adult.
And the thing is, though, my point is that somebody like her planting herself on the jury may see that evidence and it could go either way. Somebody like her may still not give a shit, but there might be some who are fans and who are in denial and didn't want to watch the docu, all of that, but then they see it and they're human, right? Maybe even a mom. So everybody is not going to just be cold to it is what I'm saying. But some people will be, I guess. It's some type of sickness. I noticed that with YouTube, how, the situation that's going on with one of the YouTubers, that molestation charge or whatever accusations, we'll say. You see people, how they react to this news. The way they react tells you, just to me, it just says a lot about the person. Like if you're going to just die hard, defend a person just to the death, like without even saying, you know what, it's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? There is just none of that. It's just straight up. It's none of your business. It's his family. It's his problem, and that to me is not okay. So. Um,
So are you implying though that this lady feels as if that's, the victims are to blame? She's the one of the women that consider
Fast
girls.
women,
yes.
little fast women that
There we
ask
go.
for it.
Yep. One of these
Yeah,
YouTubers,
it's
she
that's a
calls
it's a
she calls the
disease.
docuseries the thought. What does she call it? The thought-umentary. That's what she calls it. The thought-umentary. This is how they refer
No,
to the
no, that thing is a thought because if you're going to malls and McDonald's and just where typical teenagers hang, looking to give them balled pieces of paper with your phone number, he's seeking them out. There's nothing thoughtish about that. There's nothing whorish about that. And
Your
these women,
management and your people around you are also complicit because they're handing them out as well.
exactly. And these women, I honestly, intuitively, I feel like these women who blame the victims, they're victims themselves as mothers that blame them for being molested, whether it be their boyfriend, a friend of their husband. That's what I think. This is just something that they're repeating because it's something that they've went through. You get what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I see that point as well. Yep. Yeah, Sugar Brown said when RL takes the stand, it's automatically over. Case closed, guilty, and the supporters will just have to deal. Period. They just have to deal because that's really, they don't have no choice unless they're going to try to break them out. They're going to try to break them out and end up right next to them. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know.
Please. So Sugar Brown, do you actually believe that he gonna take the stand? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
they asked
yeah.
for it. I'm a superstar. They asked for me. Fiesta.
Oh no.
That's terrible. Fiesta.
Oh my God. I just want to know what his reaction is going to be when they play the videotapes in the courtroom.
Well, guess what? Going through when they did the impact statements, he was unbothered. Remember the impact statement? He was unbothered. Wouldn't look at them, talking the whole time. Bonjean was right along with them, like, ugh, do we even have to go through this? And that's why.
Wait. You're talking about impact statements from which? Because Bonjean wasn't.
From the verdict.
Yeah,
the verdict.
You're talking about Nikki
and how he was unbothered.
Bonjean wasn't there. That's why I was confused.
Oh, she wasn't.
No, that was the other one, Tricky Nikki. Yeah.
No. But I'm talking about the last one when Faith and them was here when they came. I'm talking about the verdict of the 30 years.
Oh, the sentencing. The sentencing.
Yes, the sentencing when they came out and gave their little statement.
Yes, you are right.
And
yes,
Faith, he was
there.
And Faith stopped and said, he was unbothered.
Yes, he was. Yeah, you're right. So that's what I was going to say is that he actually, remember in New York and during the trial, he fell asleep. They some of the critics said that that's a typical reaction from somebody who's guilty. They don't want to hear it. They're going to block it out. Yeah. So I'm wondering how.
Yeah, but I just want to know, since he hasn't seen the tapes, I assume in a while, because I know that he goes through and he looks at footage. He's addicted to porn. He's a sex addict. We know that. But I just want to know when they play those tapes, I want to know what his reaction is going to be with the gasps from the jury and the reporters who are writing, about that particular day. I want to know what his reaction, because I really believe that there will be a reaction. I don't think he's seen those tapes in so long.
Yeah, but he knows what the hell's on those tapes.
He does know.
Bonjean has reviewed those tapes, and no, you may be right. All you can do is try to aim for less time, because you're not gonna get out of this. I don't give a shit. You're not gonna get out of this. You had 5 goddamn witnesses in New York. If all of these people were lying, you should have took the stand. You should have had way more than 5 people, not somebody that a prior singer or rapper, whoever the guy was. You had nobody. 5 people. All these people that that nobody could get up on a stand and try to defend you. And again, Joy. You write a letter But you should have got up on that
She
stand and tried to defend him, but you didn't
she
do that.
may or may not have written that letter. I'm just gonna keep saying that because I still
Okay,
feel she's
so
very detached
I
from it.
believe that might have been the handler because they're not gonna let her write nothing. It just she
Right.
can't do anything. She
well,
can't check the
the
mailbox.
handler wrote a letter, but again,
Yeah.
you claiming that these are not true. Everything he's saying, but you didn't get up on the stand and say that.
Nope.
So, but again, it's gonna be the same thing. So again, we're talking here on Monday. We will hear more information on the weeks to come. How many people actually got up on the stand? What you gonna say about a videotape?
Well, I'm gonna say this
RL
though. The
already
lady,
testified. It's over.
the the lady that was talking, the Peahiver, she also mentioned that he had about 3 buddies that showed up, but outside of that, no family. She recognized the dudes from like his pictures, like when he used to have bodyguards, people next to him, the big guys. So she was saying she believed those are his diehards. But outside of that, she was like, ain't no sign of no family or nobody to here to support
Well,
him.
so remember, the one brother already said, he's sick. I've seen him with a lot of young people. He is guilty. Then you go back and say all the girls are lying. And the reporters, all they home right on in that. They all said, well, I just remember 2 years ago, you just said he was guilty. So sit down. Your own family, your own flesh and blood cannot get up there and testify for you.
He
So
in the middle of
Well,
anxious to see
the
Barbershop.
prosecution would have too much though because Bruce ended up filing with the Labor Board of Illinois, stating that his brother wasn't paying him for services. And then Carrie, there's interviews. The one with Wendy Williams, when he went on the show, that was when he saw a news report stating that it was him on the tape, not Robert himself. So there's too much evidence where they could use against Robert for, their issues and problems. So they're not going to get on the stand and defend him. I couldn't imagine.
But
them
listen,
doing so.
he's a worldwide superstar.
I don't care about any.
For decades. What I'm saying is, where are his peers? You're
right. They don't want to get involved in their team, their PR team, their management team, just their whole team in general. Don't want them to have anything to do with that because they might be doing some things we don't really know about. A lot of, I'm sorry to say, but I have seen this up front and personal. A lot of celebrity men, especially, order escorts. They take them out on dates a lot of times, go out to eat, and then they go and have nightcap. They don't want to be involved in anything like this because they don't want their dirt to come out. So that when they see shit like this, they're running from it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I was just making the point, though. You couldn't have
I
one
understand.
person, not even one person in your, not even one.
They were never his friend. Michael Jordan and him used to play basketball. They were never friends. It's just like Stephanie Mills said, you know what I'm saying? You're only entertainment. And it's true because they only see you as entertainment. When you have that hot song out, you got that hot movie out, you're the hottest thing alive. Don't take it personally though, because once everything dies down and you ask these people for some help, for some other job opportunities, they're not going to be there for you because they moved on to the next big thing. So his celebrity has died down. They all disperse and go other directions. That's just the way it is.
Well, and not only that, ain't nobody gonna get on there and perjure themselves for his ass. But let's just see what happens with these other 2 guys at the same that's on the trial with him. Let's just see who.
Why is he perjuring? Why are they perjuring themselves? Because he's innocent, they said. I'm just saying. If he's so innocent, why are people having to perjure themselves? Why can't he just have some of his staff, somebody? He had 50 people who used to work for him, do music, engineering, all of that for the prosecution. Where are the ones where's the lady? Remember the lady who was outside the courthouse crying and hollering about the fact that she was there? In the house. He didn't do any of this stuff. I was in the house. Why are you not showing up at court?
Because when they show that videotape, or tapes. You cannot, of course, you make, let's say somebody went around the house or something. You know what? This is crazy. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I was getting ready to talk about it. What was the guy called with the mohawk? Yeah, the girls was making dinner. They came down. They didn't look like they were hostages. I just bust out laughing.
The girl with the mohawk.
Daryl Johnson. When they tried to ask him about, have you seen the two? All that shit was staged.
Oh, yeah. Daryl Johnson,
all that
please.
Stuff was staged.
And as soon as they asked, Daryl Johnson's asked if it was your daughter, what did he say? It ain't gonna be my
daughter. Is not going to be around anybody that has been perceived as a pedophile, and he was fired.
Exactly, and then his ass got canned, and then
come to find out he was nothing but a goddamn thief,
a criminal, just like his own circle, though. Like, he just seems to be a magnet for those type of people.
Driving a Rolls Royce and everything was bought with stolen money. But you know something, those people might have spoke to the prosecution, you know, because they had to, because they were in the paper trail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
so that's why you don't have nobody.
I think it was Cheryl. What's her name? Cheryl. I can't remember.
Cheryl Mack. Yeah, Cheryl Mack.
Cheryl Mack, or one of them, the ladies who testified. Remember, we read one of the statements in this Illinois trial about him, character statement, I guess. But she's gonna sit up there and say, "I had no choice. Hi, Robert. I'm so sorry. I testified against you. I had no choice. But I just want to let you know I still got your back. I'm still your girl." Like, who does? And I'm pretty sure she knew that was going to be filed with the court. Like, why are you doing that?
Because she was scared to death. That's why she's afraid of him.
She's afraid of him.
But she got subpoenaed. So that's okay. It'll be fine. Like I said, as long as they prosecution, they do a good job like they did in the New York, then we don't have anything to worry about. This time, like I said, they showed a couple of tapes there, and I remember individuals saying, "Oh my God!" After the jury the news just went on and said we can't really say what was on those tapes. It was just horrifying, graphic. It was terrible. And that's probably what did it right then and there. Nothing you couldn't go back on and try to defend that. Nothing. So they showed 2 tapes there. Remember slapping? Let me go back to what I remember. Bitch.
Wait, let me prepare my mind. Crime. Let me prepare my mind for this. Are you about to recount the tape?
Yes.
Now? Okay. Yes. All right, go ahead.
Bitch, you better stop that fucking crime. Turn your goddamn face around and look at this camera. You know what? You know what? Take your ass downstairs. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna take your phone. You know what? I will whip your ass. You know what? I own you. You take your ass downstairs, and when you get your ass back up here, you better fuck and look at this camera like you never looked before. Oh, this is lovely. You got that right on the camera. I own you. Somebody
give her money
that don't want to be crying like shit because you forcing them to do something they don't want to do.
And that probably gets him off even more. Didn't he pass her some money?
Of course, he always does. And I raised you. Don't forget that, Miss Della. I raised you.
That's Miss Della's line right there. I raised you. That is sick. And these parents, how do you live your life? How, as a parent, do you just live your life with this sideshow happening, with this thing going on with your child? I don't understand that.
I am anxious to hear how RL and her parents, I want to know exactly what their testimony going to be.
Me too. So, and I kind
of it's going to be jaw dropping. I mean,
wait a minute. I feel like that we might get some of how Cheryl Mack and them. You know how they were holding back. They weren't hostile, but they weren't giving. They weren't giving. They weren't telling us. I don't know how this, because remember the dad is passed. Remember he died, I think earlier this year, right? But But remember, in his obituary, they thanked R. Kelly in that man's obituary. So I don't know. That was jaw drop. That was a head scratcher for me. And the
Again,
mom,
you knew that this was happening to your child.
right?
You knew
And they were
that child
testifying
lived
at
with
that
him.
point. The
Remember,
father
one of
was
the girls.
already set to testify before he died. So to put that in his obituary, why have to even mention this Negro in the obituary? Like, that to me is a slap in the dad's dead grave's face.
He probably was terrified, but I don't give a shit
Even
how
at death,
terrified you.
make
I
sure
don't
you put him in my
care.
obituary because I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. That's crazy. And he might have been Linda Minched. I'm just saying, we don't even know what really happened to the dad. I think it was some type of a health thing, but we don't know.
Well, if they got this, okay, so I'm sure I recall that you said that there were like 4 tapes, but you remember when we read that they had actually got all the tapes from storage. So, like I said, it's horrifying. You know, again, if you're an adult, that's fine, and it's actually not fine, especially if you don't agree to it. You see what I'm saying? That's what people don't realize. You get into a relationship and say, oh my God, I'm in a relationship with a celebrity. No, you're not in a relationship. You're in a relationship with a lunatic. You have to wear baggy clothes. You have to ask permission to go to the bathroom. That's not no. That's
See,
not
he gets
a
them
relationship.
so young. They don't know. Like, he's not going to get a grown ass woman who knows who she is, who knows her worth, who has her mind, you know, elevated to a point where she's not taking no shit like that from some stank ass Negro. Okay, that's
House
why
of Horrors.
House of Horrors. Yeah, ain't no grown woman about her worth and about herself going sit up in there and pee in a bucket and all of that. Like, she's going to go straight to the police. Like, soon as you put your hands on her, or you know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. Don't touch me. That's how that goes.
Remember Kitty Jones? I actually felt sorry for her. How she said that she wanted to leave, and then she would go back, and then she said she would call, and then she'll come back, and she said she finally went to that airport. She left her job. I think she was a DJ or something like that. She was 30. I think she was even almost 30. And how she was treated. And then she said she got to that airport and she called him. He didn't answer that phone, and she never looked back. So that's what I'm saying. You're right. He does get somebody that's weak-minded. Remember that one girl, goddess, that you had up here, the one that he found out that she had a child, asking her, and then she asked it. Yeah, the audition. Yeah,
he auditioned her.
Yeah, and found out she got a child and a boyfriend. So he couldn't be involved with that because that
how
means
did that
somebody gonna be
audition go
looking
though?
for you.
Remember that audition?
Yeah, she had to stick her finger, and she said she got long nails, or she had to stick her finger up his butt. You gonna get something for coming in.
Exactly. He wanted to see first of all, he wanted to get a thrill. And it seems to me every time he has that type of meeting, because remember the meeting with PW, I don't want to say her name, but the young girl who was with her mother. They met with this man with it's Cheryl Mack and what's the other lady's name? There's another lady. I can't think of her name. Anyway, one of those people were there with them, and he assaulted this girl. He R-worded her in the bathroom. You remember that? They were in the studio. She's a musician. And she now has a show. Well, she had, I don't know if the show's still on, but she had a show with MC Light recently. When I saw her, I was like, oh my God, she made it. Like, meaning she made it through that, and she's continued her dream, because his thing is stealing dreams. He steals energy. He steals dreams, hopes. He takes all of that.
Then get you a record deal, and then have to be on a record deal himself. And then you come to think about whatever happened to RL and their little group. It seemed like they ain't go no further after that. No, you can't go on the road and do that. I need you here with me. That was just the other people.
Yeah, that was smoke and mirrors. That was just, let me have you do something. So he had sent them out on tour out of the country while he's, being accused of all these things doing to his children. Disgusting. And I'm glad he's where he's I'm sick of people saying, I don't understand why people are cheering on the fact that he's in prison. He got 30 years. Why are they okay with this? It's a black man. Why? Like, what about the children, the girls? They're black too.
Well,
that's
you
what
know
it's
Very
what?
about.
true.
He had the opportunity, like I said. What did Ann say? Donnelly say? He didn't show no remorse. He could remember talking, turning his head. He could care less. That's why he got that time. He didn't show any remorse at all. He probably could have got a lesser sentence. Remember the woman, and this is what I'm saying.
Well, remember we
Rome
read
Jean was right there.
remember the article I read yesterday. They said he pled if they offered in 2008 to plead guilty for a slap on the wrist. And to me, like, I was actually surprised by that, because I was like, well, why would he want to even have a guilty verdict on him like that? But
He was scared to death because he thought he was caught. That's why he offered his brother a record deal and
yeah,
200. He had
and
to
a
do
diamond
it.
ring.
Scared to death.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I guess I say that to say, I wonder what type of plea deals were negotiated, that he turned down this time, because I'm pretty sure it's
I'm pretty
something.
sure Greenberg probably offered him or probably told him that take some type of plea, and he said no. That's why I said Greenberg all he does is run that mouthpiece, but you ain't representing him that one time. All you doing is talking shit. What could have been and what they should have done, but you didn't do that. You would have got the same verdict if it would have been on him. If he was the
I mean, I
attorney.
kind of feel as though Greenberg, I believe behind the scenes he was trying to tell him to take the plea deal, but Robert just didn't want to. He wanted to fight it.
Yeah,
What were 5 people and didn't speak up? Yeah,
In
he
his
wanted to fight
mind,
it. 5 people.
that celebrity gives him delusions of grandeur.
yes.
So in his mind, it's just like, even with one person, it's just like, because I'm the celebrity, I have superiority. I have the seniority over everyone's word against me because I'm
Okay,
that
so there
public
you go.
figure.
And
And
that's
with
why
the
you got 30
celebrity, he's
years. There
also
you
gotten
go.
away with it for decades. So, like,
Exactly. But like I believe honestly that somebody in the business taught him how to do this type of stuff.
of course, that's what I was waiting on him to give up who these ring leaders
Right.
are, because he's not a ring leader in this situation. He is just
No,
one of the players.
because there's
They
too
try
many
to
of
do
them
it
that
his
like
way.
children. There's
Oh
too many
yeah,
of them that like children, and I believe
yeah.
that this person told him the benefits of having sex with children and what they believe, and really got him into it, because he when I look at older pictures of him, I mean, I could tell he was weak-minded. He doesn't, he didn't come from a strong-minded, he just didn't, he just doesn't have a moral compass. And so it's
I
easy
think
to,
I believe the little boy in him never got a chance to grow into a man. I believe that his soul has been hindered. I don't even think he's really in there operating his fully. I believe that a lot of these things he's doing is very ritualistic with regard to the entertainment business and the music business. These children are used as sacrifices, and they give some type of energy leveling up, or even the stardom to these people. You know what I mean? Like, it's sicker than I think we haven't even scratched the surface on the sick stuff that is going on and the reasons even behind it. But the
yeah.
fact of the matter is that he indulged, and not only did he indulge, hate himself doing so, and now that is evidence. So you can't blame nobody
Yeah,
but
but honestly, taping you having sex with children is actually prevalent in the industry.
himself.
They talk about it in the Open Secret documentary, where there were agents passing around tapes of them having sex with their child clients. So it's something that is known, something that is done. It's not unheard of. that's why in his mind he doesn't understand why he's getting in trouble for it if you have, 30 to 40 other people behind him doing the same exact thing and trading, their stash of pornography, whether it's video or pictures or both, and doing that, as well, because I'm quite sure he was trading that with other people, that he knew and he was close to, and he knew what they were into. They knew what he was into, you know. So it's not unheard of in that industry. It is not unheard of.
No, not at all. I mean, it's definitely rife through the industry. It is seemed to me like I kind of feel like they get a choice of things to do. Pick behind one of these curtains. Which one of these things do you want to get into? Because you got to do something. We need to have, just like how he operates, how he has to have someone do something so he can have something to hold over their head, so he can, have something in his file, his role, for them to get in trouble in case they try to turn on him. I think the industry itself works that way. Like, we need to get something on you. So pick what you want to do. You want to get into the child thing? Do you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do feel it's more organized and orchestrated than we probably think too.
Actually, I think because his songs were sexual and that's what the record label wanted him to do, I think that they told him, whoever his A&R was at the time, well, Robert, you need to have a lot of sex. It's going to help enhance your music, that sort of a thing. And so that's what, he became a sex addict, having a lot of sex, you get, it lowers your vibration, and, anything could just get in you, and and you're gone after that. But I really think there was an A&R person that encouraged him to have a lot of sex just so his songs would be more enhanced. That's what I think.
I was looking for, there's a model agency founder. I thought it was Elite, but he's also being spotlighted right now for basically being a predator, targeting these young girls, just like Epstein, really. And I think he was linked to him too. They're about to, I think the documentary might be out right now, but I'm looking for his name, but I'm going to post it on the community wall when I find it, because this is another somebody that we need to, it just needs to be more exposed. But yeah, definitely, we want to make sure that people who are listening, who are in the business, or more so have children who are talented and they want maybe them to get in the business, that, you just really, today is a little different just because of the way the technology is set up, and it's not as I won't say it's not as predatory, but it's just not as, what am I looking for? Basically, there's different avenues to it, to stardom and to fame and to money than it was in the past. Like these agencies, these like modeling agencies and talent and music publishing companies and all these things, they don't have the whole stronghold like they used to. But these people are definitely out there, and they're making money in different ways, trafficking and pimping and drugs and all of that, which has been going on. But you just really want to make sure you stick with as we also learned in the New York trial, you want to make sure you stick with your child. If your child is trying to pursue this business, do not let your child just do this stuff on their own and run off. At least if you can't do it, find somebody who can walk with them through this stuff, because they will get taken advantage of. They will get, they may end up missing. You just never know what could happen. The worst of the will happen. So you want to make sure you don't just blow it off and just, take it lightly. Make sure you know who they're dealing with and where they're at, where they're going, all of that. Be a parent.
All parents, they should not leave their children with any manager. You shouldn't let your child move in with any manager. Any sort of meetings with the agent, the parent needs to be present. Any sort of meetings with the manager, the parents need to be present. They should not grow comfortable with any agent or manager. I don't care if they have a parental energy around them. A lot of times that's used as a mask to gain the confidence of the parents, to allow access to their child full time. I know people who was in entertainment as a child and was taken advantage of. And the managers, the agents, you got to be extremely careful. Extremely careful.
And make sure you have your own attorney. Do not use their attorney. That is a big mistake a lot of people also make. They use the label, whatever the thing is that you're trying to negotiate with. You don't use their attorney. Get your own. Okay. I just want to say too, talking back to these YouTubers, Sylvia, infamous Sylvia, the lady we were listening to earlier, she was with Sylvia. She said they were coming back from lunch, I think, and they bumped into McDavid and his team. They were going to wait because they were getting on the elevator, but they got on anyway. And she said, the lady said McDavid complimented her shoe, like, oh, nice shoes. And of course, Sylvia, I don't have nice shoes. Sylvia, the attention whore. Like, she can't have one moment where the spotlight is not on her. But I just thought it was also interesting that McDavid had an ease of mind to even just take a moment to compliment a lady on her shoes. I was just like, what? They also said they ran into what's her name, Bonjean, and they said she was cool, and she asked Sylvia, when she saw Sylvia, she said, are you going live tonight? So that told me she knows who Sylvia is and probably even watches her channel. She might even, who knows what type of things these people are doing behind the scenes. But she seems suitable with Sylvia, and also knowing her on site and knowing she's on YouTube. That was interesting to me. Because Sylvia's reputation is not good, okay? She's still, right to this day, being accused of scamming, and she's even doing something with these transcripts this time around where people are questioning her and doubting her. But she got a lot of subscribers because she was put in one of the big newspapers last trial, and they blew up her head. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I look at little things like that. I read into everything. I look at everything because there's also, there's messages in a lot of things that we would normally just blow off, I left this comment up here because I wanted to address it. So Queen said, Carrie, R. Kelly's brother, said the only tape he burned was that of the white girls because he thought no one cared about black girls. And that, to me, right there, I believe that, and it might be true, but I feel like if he burned any tapes and he just said, oh, you know what, I'm gonna keep these because they don't care about black girls, he should have just burned himself also in the process, because who even is living like this? You have this stuff you're doing, you videotape yourself, and then you decide which ones can stay and which ones have to be burned. Well, we got to burn the ones with the white girls on it because I'm going to fry for that. But these are cool. Okay. JC said there's still a state trial coming. Now, people are already saying that this federal Chicago trial isn't necessary because of the 30 years he already got. So I can imagine once this plays out and then the state trial starts making their, play, people are really going to be like, enough. Like, what else can they do? But I feel like it's more so for the victims, not necessarily for him to get more time on top of the time, because he's already facing life as it is. He's already with the 30 years. That's, to me, a life sentence for him. But with Chicago, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to get convicted here and sentenced heavily also. So then what's next for state? What is that? What is that for? Do you guys think he should just be able to just make a deal for the rest of the cases, or have to face, the music? Take your time.
Oh, did he, Hazel E? Because I didn't know that.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm reading Hazel E's comment that popped up, but I didn't know that he spoke to the grand jury in NYC. Did you know that? Because I didn't know that.
Oh, you sound really low. I could barely hear you. Oh, I didn't know Barry Hankerson spoke to the grand jury. No, I did not. He needs to go down as well. Yeah, he does.
You didn't, can you hear me now?
Now I can, yeah.
I said that I didn't know that Barry Hankerson testified in the NYC grand jury. I didn't know that.
I did not either, actually. I had no idea that he was involved in that way.
Well, I don't. Well, Sugar Brown 37, I don't know if that's going to happen because I kind of think that, you know, Barry is the reason why the first the tapes came out first and foremost. I also believe that he was in corroboration with the FBI the first time before the state of Illinois decided to go ahead and try RSK for the first tape, and he ended up getting off. I think that he's been working behind the scenes, and so that's why we're not really hearing from him.
I agree with that because, come to think of it, I believe personally that he is one of the anonymous tape dropper offers. I believe he dropped that tape off to, because there's many people besides Jim Derogatis who received the tape. And I believe he is one of the people who has been behind the scenes, making sure that this stuff happens.
Right, and then when Wendy Williams received, she didn't actually receive a copy of the tape. They just gave her the viewing of the tapes in a limo. She talked about it in the Wendy Williams Experience book. She talked about it there before elaborating about it on her show a little bit when she did have her talk show. And, who was the executive? Because she said out of her mouth, it was an executive that showed up to the WBLS studios to show her, and her husband was there too, the tapes. So who was the executive?
I want to say what's up to Diva Time and Yulita. Welcome back, ladies. Yeah, I don't, that's a good question. Any thoughts on that, Baby Yoda? I love calling her out.
I know you do. I'm putting my baby to bed.
Hi, Star.
Yeah, she just ran downstairs, so I'm going to put her tail to bed. Oh, yeah, by the way, she was bad today. Would you like to know what she did?
Oh, God.
What happened?
I no longer have a dog walker. How about that?
Oh, no. What happened?
It was terrible. She bit him on the leg and bit him on the arm, and I witnessed it.
Oh, no. Oh, well, it was bound to happen. I was going to tell you that thing is going to happen.
I've never seen my little angel like this.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, we can talk about it later, but I'm trying to put her tail to bed. Keep going, keep talking.
Okay. Well, I'm just going through the comments here. Exactly. They love to assign blame. Hi, T. Welcome. He paid the state off last time. This could open up a whole can of worms in Chicago politics. You know what? The article that I read yesterday was actually to me was exposing Chicago politics. I think even the heading said that Chicago politics is a part of this whole piece, this whole bullshit. So yeah, I hope it does, because Chicago, we know Chicago. I think I did a reading on Chicago, the city. It's so full of everything. I would say every mafia movie, all of that is just true to form. And hasn't really, what has changed? But even if a fan slipped in on the jury, I don't think they would be able to sway the rest of those tapes when those tapes are shown. Once the tapes are shown, it's officially going to be a wrap. Yeah.
But you know something? I want to know what happened to the guy. You remember the BBC Three documentary? That was like the very first documentary on RSK. And there was the engineer that was in there, and he talked about how, Robert had hiked up a skirt of a girl, and all these guys are running trains on her and all this crazy stuff. I wonder where he's at. I mean, was that girl young? I mean, how old was she?
Because nobody that testified in New York actually said they saw him do the acts. I don't think. Like they just
but this guy said in the documentary he did, and actually
that's what I'm saying.
Received top from the girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means he wasn't one of those guys, because he did have engineers testify, but he wasn't one of them if he didn't say that.
Right.
Maybe it's for Chicago. Robert Keller. Okay, now, Robert Keller. I'm counting on you now. What's going on? Rumor is Chicago don't love R. Kelly like that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that with the new generations in place and things, that people just ain't playing that shit no more. I mean, I hope not. I know it was like a thing, like people from Chicago and even like Detroit and other places similar seem to be like comfortable with the fact that the R. Kellys of the world are typical in their city. It's normal. And I'm hoping that has changed over the years. Yeah. Okay. Chat is popping. I'm thankful you guys are answering each other's questions. It's not double jeopardy. People still saying double jeopardy. Come on now. I was arguing with somebody on Twitter about that today. I'm like,
Greenberg started that. So
yeah. These people, that's what I'm saying about being ill-informed or uninformed. I mean, even though you believe what you believe, not having the proper information, and I guess because the belief is so strong, they don't intake the information. They just think it's a lie, I guess. But at some point, they're going to have to settle with reality. And the reality is he's been sentenced to 30 years and he's about to face another 100, maybe. I'm just saying, because this is serious. Kelly's first trial was for child porn. None of the cases are charging him with child porn. No double jeopardy. Yeah, it's literally about the obstruction of 2008. And yeah. Okay. Half of Chicagoans don't rock with R. Kelly like that. That's right. And I think we're talking to Chicagoans, right? Yeah. Let us know. That's right. Robert Keller said Boss Baby is going to nail him to the cross. Then his co-defendants will throw him under the bus. Yeah, I think everyone is pretty much biting their nails and not showing up for him and all of that, because they know she's been there. She was there. They know this girl. Anybody who was around him knows her, and they know she ain't lying. And that's why they're not at court and not testifying. They should be in hands, because they did not, they turned a blind eye to this abuse. Lita, I doubt
all facts.
He's too wimpy to take the stand. Yeah, exactly. When has he, other than Gayle King, spoken up for himself? He's had so many opportunities. I'm talking when Survivor and R. Kelly. I mean, they fought tooth and nail to try to have that thing not air. Matter of fact, Don Russell can tell you, because he's just pled guilty to that bomb threat. He's probably doing some time. I know he's appealing, but I don't think that's going to work. But yeah, they fought to have that thing not happen, yet he didn't sue. Did he sue? I don't think he did.
He threatened, but that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what Bonjean thinks about that, because she's so happy. I'm pretty sure she knows the real deal. She's probably like, why didn't you call me, Robert? I would have handled it. JC, I know that evidence proves obstruction. Yep. Yeah, so every day we're gonna learn something, because once these opening statements, once they get the jury secured and the alternates, and then the opening statements are gonna take place from each side. Even in those opening statements, we're gonna learn a lot. I think we're gonna get a tone, we're gonna get a vibe, we're gonna see how the players, are on the big stage. Like I told Bonjean on Twitter, it's showtime, baby. Stop all that whining. Okay, it's showtime. You got to show us what you got. So this is where the test is going to take place. We're going to see what's happening.
I agree.
T says Anita Alvarez was paid off. She needs to be tried. Oh, wow. That's, and it's interesting that comes up, because that's one of the things, even with reading the article last night about the whole 2008 stuff and the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. Where are these people, and why are they not being brought to task? Even the judge, I understand that the judges are typically, and even the lawyers are typically off limits when it comes to, but this case is such an outlier, at least publicly. I mean, I'm sure things like this have happened and been brushed under the rug, but this thing is public, and we're seeing all of this stuff. So they need to come up and speak. They need to let us know what happened during that trial. We need to know from the people we need to know from the judge, whoever's alive, okay? Both sides of the defense and the prosecution, what went on. That's what I want to know. And I would love to hear from one of these people, or not all of them, at least one of them. And that's the judge. I really want to know. They had a whole rap party after that trial, where everybody participated. Even the reporters were there, and they wrote about it. That's how we know. But how do you have a party celebrating that this man got acquitted from child pornography that was right? That tape was authentic. They know that even the jurors who spoke afterwards said that it wasn't the tape that was the issue. It was him. We know it was him, clear as day. We just didn't know if she was a minor. They couldn't believe, and a lot of it was racist, I'm gonna say, but they couldn't believe that this little girl was doing those things. And they questioned the witnesses too. A lot of them were Black, and they said they didn't believe them, and that's why. So I'm hoping they don't traumatize the victim all over again. Yeah. I mean, I think getting closure, or not even closure, but, getting some type of satisfaction, public satisfaction, is going to hopefully be helpful to healing. I mean, you can't necessarily undo things that were done to you. And, but people do survive and move on and have full lives. From what I understand, even through this process, RL had a baby. I don't know about her partner or whoever, what her situation is, but I'm hoping she has an actual loving relationship. I hope she does.
Oh, I heard she's married now.
I hope she is. And I hope it's
know damn well that girl had trauma. She had trauma. Scar.
Of course she did. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I hope today, since she has a child and is said to be married, I'm hoping she has healed through, or is healing through it, and is able to actually be happy. Sugar Brown said, Joy,
she's going to need some therapy. But I mean, honestly, though, if the feds didn't get involved, I mean, would she testify? I just want to know how she truly feels about this whole situation deep down inside. I mean, she was covering for him because we found out that threats were made. He kidnapped her. From the article that you read the other day, sounded like he kidnapped her so the parents would, agree to not saying anything to authorities, lie to the authorities if questioned, if you're put in that situation, but you have to tell them that that's not her repeatedly. And I'm going to send you to Mexico. I'm going to send you to the Bahamas. I mean, he was literally making her go from hotel to hotel to hotel. Basically, like the girls that were with him back in 2019, where they were just traveling everywhere from his Sprinter to this place to that place. I mean, that same situation was happening with her if her parents didn't, agree. So I just want to know how she truly, truly feels because she was with
Remember
him
the
for
bus
so long.
driver? The bus driver said she was on the bus the whole time when the trial was going on to make sure that nobody got a hold of her for her to testify. Horrifying that all this shit is coming back. That's all I can say. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be devastated when this young lady gets up there and tell her story. How old was she? 12, 13 at the time? That's nothing. Her parents failed her. I don't give a shit how scared you are. That's still your
Yeah, but I
child.
don't think that the parents knew that he was sleeping with her. I think that he was
What the hell
really.
they didn't?
I
They
don't
knew
think that
that.
they knew. I don't think that they
No.
did because
No.
when
Let me
Kelly
go back.
Price. Okay.
The father. Remember, so you got to go back to Sparkle. When Sparkle saw the video, when she saw that video, they called her down there and showed her that video. She said she told her brother. The father went down there. Not say go down there. The father was shown the video too. They said he cried, but he said that wasn't his child. He knew damn well that was his child. He knew if he said that wasn't my child, his little drumming career would have been over. So it ain't like she had no place to turn. She was still with him until the age of 30.
But no, Miss
Until
Della,
they lost that mansion.
you're
They knew.
missing. Right, they didn't know when the acts were going on, that she was being recorded. They were dropping her off to the studio. They let him take her on tour, like Azrael, so she could see, the tour life and see how things go with that. And he was obviously, I should say allegedly, because we really don't know yet, because the trial has not already started. Um, but allegedly, he was sleeping with her when they were on tour. I don't think, like Sparkle did not know that he was doing this to her niece. The parents
She
didn't
kind of
know.
had she did kind of ask questions like why are you here and things like that. She probably just devastated when she really found out, but she knew when she saw that tape. And
Right, when
that
she
I
saw the
also saw
tape.
that tape. Yeah,
Right,
you saw the tape.
but when the acts were going on,
Yes, the videotape, the P tape. They called her down there and showed her the tape. That was her
right,
niece. I saw
right.
the tape. It was her.
I
It
know,
was
I did as
horrible.
well. But listen, I'm saying before the tapes came out, what I'm saying is that the parents did not know, because I remember what Kelly Price said. Kelly Price was like, "Yeah, I was at his home. I was cooking for his wife. I was this, I was that," and she had no clue that there were young girls down there in that Colorado room, and he was filming them. She had no clue. So I know that he knows how to play it off like, nothing's going on. Going back to the documentary, when Sparkle was talking about, my niece was saying, yeah, I'm going to be at Robert's house. We're going to have a big sleepover because he has a young daughter. We're going to have the big sleepover. We're going to have games. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. I mean, he knows how to do certain things to make it seem like one way, and it's not. That's why there's so many tapes, stuff that we will never see, because those tapes have probably been destroyed. But you get what I'm saying? But that's why he was doing it, because he found the way to do it, and these people were oblivious to what the hell was going on
And that's why
until
none of them
Barry
can
Hankerson
testify.
released.
No, so you're right. So that's why when the people get up and they testify for him, oh, we never seen this, because you're not going to be in the room when it happens. You're not going to actually physically see a videotape going on unless you're a fucking part of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry.
I do remember Sparkle saying, I believe it was Sparkle, when she went there looking for her, that she found her there. There were other kids there. It was like a birthday. It was some type of party with kids. And I was like, well, what was really going on there? Like, it wasn't
exactly
just,
a
it was
grown
not
man
just her
there.
that was being abused. Yeah.
A grown man there. And you're right to try to play it off like, oh, ain't nothing to see here, and all that time, you was a goddamn predator and a predator, terrible, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So remember, I think it was Lisa Van Allen. He snapped his fingers. He had other guys in the studio, and when you snap your fingers, you walk out there in the studio she walked out there with a pair of drawers on with no shirt, and gave him a blowjob in front of his friends like that. And they asked her, one of the guys, where I can't remember what, that show, I can't remember what that Vlad or whatever show. And the
Vlad
guy
TV.
asked her, he said he was there. He asked her, was that you? And she said, yeah, that was me. I mean, it's just terrible. Snapping your damn fucking fingers. How the hell is that a relationship? Or remember,
Well, to him it is because he has to have. I mean, going back to the wife, going back to Drea and their wedding, and how, he planned everything, the food, the orchestra and with the harp, and they got married privately, and it was just like that's how he wanted it, because you have to do what he wants you to do.
And no family members, no nothing. Keep you secluded from everybody. And I hate to go back to this, and I'm gonna go back to the transcripts of the dildo business with the Clarys. It doesn't make a difference who it was. He is not going to do no type of business with you, because if he was to do business with you, then that means they could see their daughter. He doesn't want you to see your daughter. Your child is, once you there, you're confined to him. He ain't gonna be doing no business with anybody that is gonna allow a child to go back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Remember, you got to wear baggy pants. You got to look at the wall. You got to ask permit. How you gonna do that if your family's in business? He wasn't gonna allow that. And that's the type of person he is. He crazy.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, he never, he never liked her parents. It just, he wanted what he desires, and that was something young. And
yeah, so his father became a bassist for him, right? And I think he's a bassist. He was a bassist, and her brother, who's a drummer, is now drumming for the biggest artists right now to this day because of the connections with Kales. So he kept them close, got them what they want. The men got to get to work in the industry, which is, I guess, what they wanted. And the girls get peed on and
get to wear baggy clothes, ask permission to eat and shit.
Yeah.
Try to make it seem like it was a beautiful life up in there.
Eating
terrible.
All of that. T made a good point up here. He might have given her the money to signify her age. I heard that's what they do in black market for child pedo ring. They do have a lot of like signals, that go on unspoken to show, for different things. Like on social media, there's a lot of things going on, especially like on TikTok, where these child channels were like, this one particular channel, this man was caught from, I guess people were saving the videos. I don't know. Some man got caught hoarding all these child baby videos and stuff, and they found all this stuff on his computer. But I would even say, don't even put your child on there. Like, I know people do even have pages for their children and things like that. Maybe they even make money and get sponsorships and stuff. But I guess you should just know, while you're doing that, you're also feeding the pedophile community.
Absolutely.
My brother,
I agree.
my beautiful, my gorgeous niece. Whew, my brother is not one to play around with. You mess up, your phone, everything else get taken away. He monitors everything, video camera in the house and all kind of stuff. You know, you're not going to be able to watch your children 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? If they're going to do something, but you're going to know enough where your child is missing. If you had a good relationship, and you have a good relationship with your family, meaning gatherings, family gatherings / family reunions. You're talking to your grandparents, your mom, and all of a sudden you just stop. You have no more contact with your family for years. That's something that's disturbing. Real man will say, look, call, you know, I'm in a relationship. However, go ahead and call your family, let your family know you okay. Nobody should have to go on national TV in order to hear from their goddamn parents. To say that then you come reaching out to your parents. I'm okay, I'm fine. But again, you're close to your grandparents. Your grandparent died. You don't even you're gone. You don't even think about that. That's disturbing behavior. You got 30 years in jail. You got 30 years in jail, and prison. Prison. You need to say, look, I got 30 years in jail. You go ahead and go home. You know, go ahead with your life. But you're not going to do that. You're going to hold on to somebody. You're going to try to control somebody with fucking 30 years in jail. Come on now.
Thank you, Love is Fair. Diana Copeland is who I was thinking about earlier. Couldn't think of her name. Diana Copeland. Yeah. And T, on point. He's an innocence energy harvester / vampire. That is exactly what I was trying to explain earlier. Hazel said he uses these auditions to abuse these girls. It's so sick. Yeah, that's why you parents, man, this should be a teachable moment for fostering talented children who are trying to make it in the business. Queen said right now he's bending over in jail. He's right where he needs to be. Andrew, they were big over in Europe. Oh, really? That group was, I can't think of it. What was the name of the group then? They were so big.
For the cause, they were big because I knew somebody.
For the cause, child.
Yeah, for the cause, and they were big. I actually knew a classmate that lived in Germany because his father was stationed there, and he was huge on them. They were big out there, very, very big.
Wow. And he could have. Why didn't he foster that? No, because it wasn't
because
about
it
that
was
for
more
them.
important to have the child in the band.
Mm-hmm. Sugar Brown 37. I disagree. I don't believe he works with Hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I don't.
Why?
Possessed and working that Hoodoo. I don't think he was working Hoodoo. That's not how Hoodoo works.
He was said to have a I don't know what they call this woman that did that work using the urine and all that stuff to do spells.
Yeah, but I don't think it was Hoodoo based. It must have been some other type of occultic.
Yeah, it definitely was. I don't know what Hoodoo specifically is, but I just know it's occult related.
Yeah.
He could afford to have a therapist on tour. That man, it can't even admit none of his wrongs, let alone see a therapist. But it would have been nice. I mean, if he would have recognized his crazy bullshit early on and stopped himself, that would have been
I do, because I remember when I was talking to you privately and I was telling you that he had went to the church Deion Sanders had prayed for him. I think that he wanted some help at one point in time, but they were going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, Greenberg, JC be on Greenberg's head. He only wanted free advertising and to change to get news interviews, and he got it. Now he's known as R. Kelly's lawyer, or one of them. And
didn't do that one thing for him. All he does is talk trash after the trial is over. Yeah. That's it. Nothing else.
It gave him a lot of notoriety.
Should have did that.
Yeah. A lot of people definitely, look, hate it or love it. People do feed off of R. Kelly, but see, R. Kelly also feeds. So that's the point, is that he's feeding, people feed off of him. It's this like sick parasitic leeching thing, you know?
Because all they see is the talent. Like I said, he was very talented. Nobody's going to take that away from him. But you chose, this is what you chose over your career. And this is why you in the situation you in, that you can have a concert in jail. Fiesta.
I never heard anything
I
about
don't know
Barry
why I like that
abusing children.
song.
I don't either. Maybe because is Jay-Z on there? Maybe that's why.
Maybe because I discovered it a couple of years ago. I didn't even know it was him.
During the New York trial.
Yes.
T is asking, wasn't Barry Hankerson accused of abusing children too? I never heard that, but I would not be surprised. Have any of you heard any
His
of that?
son.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
prison.
sons. He had two sons, and one of them was like, well, I think both of them were pretty bad news, but one of them was really bad news, right? That was the one.
Yeah, he's in prison for trafficking.
Is that the one that he had with Gladys Knight?
I don't know if that one is with Gladys.
Okay, that's where we need Kim here, because she knows that's her little pocket right there. Sex is used as rituals in dark magic, like Aleister Crowley. Yeah, so I think it's deeper than him just being a pedo. Yeah, definitely. I think it's human sacrifice for offerings to the Prince of Darkness. Ugh, so sick. I heard Demetrius Smith kid's mother was 16 or 17 when he was 25. Yeah, he definitely had underage baby mamas. I think he's talked about that. Maybe in
like I said in the beginning, when you had a lot of the people, you know, the supporters, you would hear them say, "It's nothing wrong with dating a grown man." I mean, an older guy. I dated an older guy many a time. However, it's okay if that's what your family allows you. Let's say you're 16 years old dating a 30 or 40-year-old guy, and it's okay with your parents. I'm pretty sure getting your ass beat, put in confined into the house, is that okay? That's not what you go into a relationship for. Nobody 16,
he wasn't having
12,
relationships.
13, 14. That's not a relationship.
You don't, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't have a relationship with someone who can't even legally consent, first of all. And second of all, the way those things were going were not relationships. But I want to answer Stacey.
But it seems like that's what they were used to. There's nothing wrong with dating an older guy. It depends. Like I said, come on now.
I mean, technically, there isn't anything wrong with dating an older guy when you're an adult. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But I do want to address Stacey R. Welcome to the channel. She said he already got life in prison. Not sure what the purpose of other trials. And you must be late to the party. But we talked about the fact that the victims in his cases need to be heard, and there needs to be accountability had. You know, he needs to face these people, his accusers, and that's why. So regardless of the time he got, doesn't make it go away that he did these other things and that he's facing these charges.
And he still has another trial. And he still has Minnesota. He still is 2 trials in Chicago and 1 trial in Minnesota. And I'm pretty sure those Minnesota people are waiting on him. You don't hear about that no more. But some young girl at the concert, gave her $200 and something happened in the room. You already know what happened. Next thing you know, charges brought up. A white girl. I remember the man coming on TV talking about, good Lord.
Hey, Democra. Yeah. I think the parents knew what was going on but didn't care. You can't just blanketly say that, Stacey, that the parents knew what was going on, didn't care, because there's so many victims and so many different situations. And I would say the majority of the parents did not know what was going on and did care and do care.
Well, in all L's case, they didn't care. They basically sold.
Well, not in her
case. Everybody has their own opinion. You knew damn well what was going on with your daughter, but you chose to still play in his band. You rather take a trip and have money, especially when you probably don't have no money, and just think about, oh my God, we in Hawaii, but that's okay. My daughter can just keep opening up her legs and we'll be okay. You sold your daughter to that man. I don't care what nobody said. You knew what was going on. Remember I don't know if it's Lisa Van Allen or the other one. I can't remember. You're not allowed to talk while you having sex in the bed with him. 2 people in the bed. You're not allowed to talk. Something happened. He had to get up or go do something. And the girl said, when I turn 16, he's going to buy me a Denali. That was RL. That's when she realized, oh my God, I'm sleeping with a child. So he knew exactly, the parents knew exactly what they were doing.
I want to address a couple of questions because some people may.
It was a PT Cruiser.
What was that? A PT Cruiser?
Yeah, it was a PT Cruiser is what he promised her at the time.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Vern says that's a conflict of. Okay, no, that's not it. So Stacy's saying RL may protect him. She already testified to the grand jury. And we got proof that she's been talking back and forth with the prosecution. And most of those conversations were started by her wanting updates. So I don't know that she's going to protect him at this point. It's kind of too late. She's already on record, basically giving testimony to the fact that he coerced and manipulated and abused and all of that. Vern wants to know, since Avenatti got locked up, does this affect any discovery in the case? Does anyone know anything about that?
No, absolutely not. His case was something totally different.
Well, I guess because he had possession of a couple of videotapes, right? So I think they were asking about the chain of custody for those tapes. And these tapes aren't being questioned. These tapes aren't being questioned at this point. The one tape that was being questioned, the judge denied the motion to disallow it. So at this point, all 4 videotapes have been cleared to proceed as discovery in the trial. So there's no question at this point. Stacy's asking, does anyone know what happened to Venetia? I know you're talking about V. I haven't heard anything about her. I don't know if we don't know she could or could not be a witness in this trial, but she's the one who, the whole big rumor or situation with her and her niece, that R. Kelly had her doing some things to her niece or something like that.
When she was in that backseat crying, boo-hooing hard.
Yep, that was her. I
I
also heard that had tapes of Aaliyah and burned those. Oh, I believe so. Her fame was, definitely too big for him to. Damn, that's just.
Try, he could no longer control her.
Yep, you guys are on it. Smart people only up in here. Well, listen, y'all. This was supposed to be a light live, but we got real up in here and got deep. But yeah, we just
I know, and I didn't even plan on coming. I was actually tired. I had a long day today. And y'all don't see your name. No, thank you so much for coming on. I love when you come. Please join every time she shows, because we love to share information.
I thank you so much, Miss Della. I always appreciate you.
And you just told on yourself too. You wasn't planning on coming. You were tired. I get that, but let me finish. I did not know, because you did not tell me that, and you did not say anything. So that's why when I was
in the chat,
I said, I don't see the 2 queens, and I didn't see you. I missed you. But all I'm saying is I didn't
see that. You see that ass? I was there, but she missed me. She always missed me.
I'm tired, but I'm gonna be in the chat or whatever. But no, it's all good. I don't need you to check in with me, but it will be.
I raised you.
Yes, right.
I raised you. I raised you.
Okay.
Streets. I'm just trying to make. There's so many comments. I just want to make sure we don't miss, because sometimes I'll see something later. I'll be like, oh damn, we should have discussed that. Look what happened to that old dude that was touching the gymnast. Oh yeah, he got 250 some odd years. That's the doctor, right? In the state, and still had an extra 110 on the feds case. That's right. Barry admitted to speaking to the grand jury. Okay.
Well, you're gonna have to email that to Goddess because I had no idea about that.
I think I have the grand jury. I'm gonna look through because something else came up with that on another live, I think yesterday. That's something I guess I need to look through again because I don't remember seeing Barry, but at the time I didn't know. I don't think I knew who he was either. So because I was like new to all of this stuff.
Okay.
He did have a relationship with Sparkle. We know that.
But she denies that. I don't know why. No big deal.
I know why. I would be embarrassed too. Cause he's a funky ass creep.
I don't see nothing wrong. That's right.
No.
I mean, no, it's Fiesta.
Yes, he does. Sugar Brown. Sugar Brown said these are humiliation trials, and he deserves every one of them. I agree with that. That's why you were singing that. I didn't even see she had put that. Y'all singing in the chat too. I think
Fiesta.
Okay, T, and yeah, she got it. She is on it. Did y'all hear the judge that signed the Trump search warrant is connected to Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein? I did not hear that. Did you know that?
Good.
Okay.
No, I didn't know who the judge was. Well,
shut up. Are you serious? Well, he was in the picture with them, so.
Yeah, people want Barry's head for Aaliyah. Like, I don't care how much crying he's doing today. He could have prevented everything, I think.
Absolutely.
As soon as he got wind of it, it should have.
He was letting it happen with the Lizette girl. You know, you're going out to the Outback with him. Like, come on, dude. You know she's underage with her friend. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world.
They were bent over the railing and there was a line of men waiting their turn. That was in the UK, the party where they were bent over the railing. What?
That was in the BBC 3 documentary, but I believe that happened in America because I never heard of him recording in the UK. He doesn't go overseas like that.
There was a studio situation where one of the engineers said a girl was bending over in the room. There was a line of guys.
That's who I'm referring to.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm like, where is he at?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he alive? That's the question. Because he spoke on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't, this is not no joke. People, are losing their lives over this. Linda Minch. Yeah, the studios where everything they got all that, the tripods, they said they got all the stuff from the studios, they got all that evidence. People were asking in the last trial, where are these 100 devices? Where are these 100 plus that you finna find the bug out? I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And they play several tapes and I ain't hitting that one person talk about those tapes. Nothing about those tapes. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. They saw those tapes and all you cared about was, did you take bathroom breaks? Okay. It's okay to have, people do this all the time. You can go to Pornhub. So they switch up. So now you got tapes. Now he has, this is the life of a rock and roll star. No, that is not the life of a rock and roll star. So now you see that you seen two tapes. So now you need to come up with something. The reason why they showed those tapes because they showed physical abuse as well as rape. And now let's go or R word, whatever you want to say. Now remember what the judge said. She would never. Ann Donnelly said, "I would never forget." A young lady crawling from a thin young lady crawling from underneath the boxing ring, naked.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was, well, I don't want to say it. Somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier, but yeah, that was, I'm sure, there's so many horrible, there's just too much. I don't want to be desensitized to it because I'm starting to feel that I'm starting to get
sex 5 to 7 times a day. That is ridiculous.
And forced orgies with strangers or men and women who you don't, like, ew.
You kiss this person and I want the two of you to have sex. Let me set up my camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
So this is the trial. This is the trial that's going to tell us what happened in 2008. I just realized Jane 1 might have decided to testify because they threatened her with perjury. However, you can't charge a 14-year-old perjury, but be prepared. Well, she wasn't. Well, by the time the trial happened, she wasn't 14 no more, because that trial took 6 years to happen. And she still
was like in her 20s.
She still didn't talk over all these years. She's just now literally talking. And I personally feel that when they knew the investigation was going to pick him up, it was that serious where he was going to go to jail, I think that offered a little bit of safety, and maybe a peace of mind, in order, to cooperate, because, okay, well, they got their eyes on him. They're going to pick him up. I'm safe. Like, and maybe, at this point, life has gone on. Like, if she had a baby while he was just got locked up, she'd been doing, she'd been living her life, or trying to, but
right. All I know is there was somebody who said that the girl, the minor one, knew exactly what she was doing on that tape. That's not what I saw. I saw somebody who didn't understand her body, understand sex, and was being
scared
raped
to death.
Yeah, and was
you
completely just
flick a few
like a
couple of hundreds
zombie.
or whatever you see in her face, and you think that's okay.
Right.
Welcome to
justice, probably mean justice. Okay. Interested in the discovery in this trial. Woo! It's a lot, but look, this is day 1 of probably 30 damn days, okay? At least 4 weeks of this. So, at least 20 days, we'll say. But you got to know that, things happen, things come up. We don't know what's going to happen day to day. Just like in New York, it seemed like every day we were saying it was like Christmas, because we were finding out stuff that just blew our minds. Like,
get yourself prepared, honey, because God is will. I'm going to explain this right now.
Oh,
she's
Lord.
Going to get the scoop, and she's going to go live. I mean, it was good. I was like, damn, it was good. She was on it. So get yourself prepared. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to get myself prepared mentally and spiritually, because this stuff will wear you down. I mean,
it sure will.
And when they describe those tapes, in the publications, when the journalists write up about it, it's going to be horrible.
Oh my God. JC said Jane 1's parents dropped her off with a pillow and pajamas for sleepovers multiple times.
Under the impression that she's working in the studio, but I don't think that they knew that. That's why he was bawling tears when he saw it, because he was under the impression that, he really wanted to work with his family. Sparkle was under that impression too. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy all around.
I agree about Andrea, however you say her name, the wife, the ex-wife, that she knew, and she probably was also complicit, because that's what he did. He made people join in because he wanted to get something over you, so you couldn't tell on him and you wouldn't judge him. So you gonna do the same thing. You can't judge me because you doing it too. Yeah.
Remember, she said, I don't understand. How can he do all these things? You knew exactly what he was doing. That's why he had mansions in different places. You know, I know you had 3 kids by him, and he thought that, maybe if I go ahead and get a family, this may change. That didn't change anything. You thought a family may hide your behavior. Terrible.
He had a home in Florida. It was like a vacation home. And he was doing crimes over there too.
Oh yeah, that's the home they raided, right? And
yeah,
he said, but that actually came up. Where did I read about that? They were saying they were waiting on that to come back up, because that just kind of went away. They got the evidence and everything, but apparently the search warrant wasn't signed properly, or something was off with the paperwork.
Yep, and they had to throw it out. They sure enough did. They had a lot of evidence, but due to the fact that the police screwed that up, they had to throw it all out. And again, you should have thanked God and got on your damn knees right then and there, because you actually escaped. And you blew up. You blew up. You was bigger than ever. And so you say, shit, I got away with this. Like that video. That one video said they should have came after me. He knew exactly what he was doing. But he figured, shit, that was 30 years ago. Remember I told you about that one man on Forensic Files 40-something years ago. He killed 2 cops. And then, I mean, it could have been longer than that. And he killed 2 cops back in the day and raped or somebody. They thought, and we're talking about back in the 50s, they never thought they would find this guy. And he actually bragged about it because one of the cops did get a shot off, but it was, he had a shot in his back. He bragged about it and they told on him. One of his family members ratted him out. They showed the video coming to him. He gonna say, I can't believe y'all bothering me with this. This happened so many years ago. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
He was boo-hooing hard and called him a different person. And he was already almost 70. This man spent the rest of his life in jail. You shot 2 cops, and believe it or not, the guy, it was the guy's boy, the girl's boyfriend in the car. He was still alive. He thought they would never catch this person who did this, and he did. I can't believe you bothering me with this now, like R. Kelly.
Wow.
They should have did this 30 years ago. That's too late now. No, it's not too late.
I want to say to T in the chat, sounds like T might have a closer bit of insight to some of this based on some of her comments here. But yeah, let us know, girl. Whatever, not too much, because I ain't trying to end up in no motion now.
That's right, T. Spill the tea.
But we do want to know. Email me. Vern said, I remember dudes were in the barbershop talking about that tape, and my mother snapped, and I never looked at them the same way again. Ooh, they were talking about it like favor, but that's messed up. Your mom.
I can believe that.
Shout out to your mom.
I can believe that because there are people talking about they were turned on by it. It was horrible.
Yeah, everyone definitely needs to go down. Yeah, there's definitely more co-defendants that should be facing this besides Daryl and McDavid and Milton, but I guess they were the most maybe prevalent ones, or but yeah, there's so many people. Half damn Chicago is probably involved. Let's see. If you lock your child up to keep them safe, someone like Kelly will come to them with the offer for them to hang with them with no rules. Predator behavior right there. Traumatizing time was and is. Okay. Wow. And it's back again. RL disappeared several times. I remember one of the witnesses, I think she was a schoolmate of hers, saying that she had to, switch schools when the tape came out. She was, because obviously everybody knew it was her, and how horrifying it was for her. I can't even imagine. She's a strong ass woman, to be able to have come out of all of that and now be a mom and a wife, if that is the case, and it's a positive case for her. Because a lot of people, some people may have even taken their lives. You know what I mean? Wow. She's talented. Wow. That just breaks my heart, though, to know what a life she could have had versus, not just, I don't want to diminish her, but I'm just saying nobody wanted to go through that for sure. She can rap like nobody's business. Damn. And she's still young. I mean, right? She's in her 30s. She's in her 30s now, right? Shit, her and Az need to cut a song. Let me stop.
Yeah, I heard that she can rap really well. And then I saw the little footage of her when they were really, really young, before the Cos was starting out. Yeah, showed a snippet of the video on the Surviving series. And I was like, whoa. And I was just watching her dance and lip. I didn't hear any audio. but I saw her talent there. It's really sad, you know.
What's going on? No's quoting, "I promise you, we're going to straighten all this out. That aged like milk." Did he say that? Was that in the L. King interview? Why does that ring a bell? Yep. Not that they were used to it. They were groomed. Definitely groomed. Hey, Sharita Michelle. I don't remember if I spoke to you. She definitely got that PT Cruiser. I believe RL agreed to cooperate to keep her parents from being prosecuted. Yeah. It's a shame her father passed away before, you know, maybe seeing this come to justice at the end of the day. He blackmailed them all.
He sees it in spirit, so.
You don't need to separate us. Y'all know, anytime me and Baby Yoda are going back and forth, just know we cool. I mean, sometimes it might seem, but I'm gonna tell you, like, I meet her, I match her energy, okay? It ain't me, it's her. I'm just saying.
What's Miss Della's zodiac sign?
Miss Della, what is your sign?
I'm Aquarius. What has happened?
No. Wait, when's your birthday month?
I'm in January 31st. But what happened?
Oh, she is an Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius?
You know damn well I'm an Aquarius. Then what happened?
Nothing.
So,
nothing. Go back to your movie.
Did somebody realize that you were attacking me?
No, they said they were gonna have to separate us.
No, they don't have to separate us. This is our energy, guys. We love each other.
Mm-hmm. You should hear the phone calls. No, the phone calls are cool, but sometimes I do pick up and be like, getting screamed on. Getting screamed on. My hair is flying back from the if you could imagine that. Still waiting update on the Club R Word. The Club R Word. Remember, he went to another country singing to the girls to get their shots and come back with him. Oh, yeah, in Africa, right? He was asking them if they had their passports. I think he got in trouble because of that. I think the prime minister, whoever was in charge, was like, we don't want this Negro here anymore. Get him out of here.
No shame.
Right, he was only supposed to entertain and he wanted to turn into something else. It was just ridiculous.
Shame.
He was recruiting. No. Oh, you're talking about on Facebook? I think that guy, didn't he go to jail or prison? I remember that, but I don't know. RL was used to it by that video. Yeah, I mean, at that point, she had been trained. They say trained by the trainer, right? Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trainer that
Juice is over. Juice is older than she is, because I thought she was younger.
Yeah, I think she's older. Just not much, but she was old enough to train. She's the trainer, so she's the one that shows them the moves. And also, I think she did some disciplining also, and she was.
This is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. We're
big.
Vern said Jim Day Regattas for president. Shout out to Jim.
You got that right.
Okay, I'm a screenshot this and send this to him. He probably needs a little laugh. Poor Jim. Sparkle flipped out when she found her at the house. Yeah, I remember that. I remember her describing it. They didn't have photos on the search warrant. They effed up in Florida. They definitely did. Or was it on purpose? Somebody messed it up on purpose for his ass. Probably gave him a heads up too. He didn't escape. Lots of people were involved in getting him off in 2008. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, tell everything, T. We want more. R. Kelly said if they were going to get him, they should have got him 30 years. Yeah, I didn't have that queued up, but I'm going to have that queued up for tomorrow. I didn't have that queued up, but we're going to go out. Hazel's like, yay. Oh, you an Aquarius too, Hazel? So is Beautiful Spirit. Y'all are all Aquariuses. Who knew? I don't know why I thought your birthday was at the end of the year, not the beginning.
I don't want to associate myself with Kim.
You better stop it. R. Kelly still loved.
Kim go have her hands around my neck virtually. A virtual show. Hey, Kim.
No, she gonna have your hands. She definitely will. You better not mess with Kim. She's a little power punch right there. You guys, you know, you Aquariuses have a side that I don't definitely would never fuck with. I meaning, I know how far y'all will go. Y'all can go there.
I am an angel.
Yeah, she lost her innocence. Today maybe.
What?
I don't think Juice is younger, is she? Because, well, I mean, maybe I have my timeline wrong, but I understood that maybe at that time she wasn't. I was understood she was the trainer, but maybe that wasn't until later. Maybe she is younger.
Well, I thought that she was younger. That's what the impression I was under, but I don't know, you know.
Well, you know, her mother, well, yeah, I don't know. I know that I have the book Soulless. I was one chapter short of finishing the book read of Portia's book because that book was so dry. It was hard to read. I mean, it was a short book, though, a little like almost a pamphlet, but I still didn't read the final chapter, and I hate leaving things undone. So I'm probably going to just read that last chapter, but I definitely might read Soulless in the member channel because I have it. I have the PDF that Jim sent me actually, and I have the book. And so if I do that and anybody joins me, I will email you the PDF if you don't have the book, but I will announce it on the member channel. So just make sure you are a member.
I have the book.
Okay, so then we can go through it because a lot of people haven't read it. Juice is about 1 or 2 years older. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Angel, I'm sweet as pie. You guys are treacherous. Okay, I'm gonna tell you when you want to be, but definitely sweet as pie also. But all right, we're gonna end this here because I definitely went a lot longer than I planned, but I do appreciate coming in. Subscribe, like, share, get the word out about us covering this trial day today. I'm gonna update the community wall as a couple times a day as much as I can. Today was a lot, but I did, as much as I could. But I had a lighter work day today, but tomorrow may not be the same. But just know we'll be back tomorrow evening. Just look for the notification and all of that. I appreciate the mods for looking out as well. Everybody in the chat, even those of y'all who hung in the bushes quietly. Thank you for not trolling and causing no issues. But okay, all right, JC got it. Any last words?
No, I guess I'll have more to say once the trial starts its engine and puts the transmission in drive. We just have to see what.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I wasn't even thinking about him like that. But, as time goes on, I guess we'll, and the testimonies, are talked about in court, and I guess I'll have more to say.
Okay, well, we're going to end on...
Same here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We
Thank you. Oh, Lord.
Woo, he's guilty. All you P-hivers don't like it, get off here then. Don't come back. I don't need numbers that bad. This is how we feel over here. Hey. All right, y'all. Much love till tomorrow.
Bye. Good night.